welcome to the Engineer's Workshop. Well, today we got a break in the weather. It's been raining pretty much all day yesterday, and outside of the ground being a little bit soggy and sopping wet, looks like the next 2 days will be clear, so we have an opportunity to get our Ruston Hornsby engine out of the barn. This was not a decision I made, but sometimes decisions are thrust upon you. And we're going to move the engine from inside the barn and put it on its concrete pedestal base, which is going to be part of the new shop addition for metalworking. So we mixed up several batches of precision grout and we troweled that on the pedestal base. We improved the surface quite a bit. It's still not as good as I would like it, but we can do a little bit of grinding on it and get that looking a little smoother and more presentable. But we are going to attempt to move the engine and get it set in place here over the next couple days, and then get it weatherproofed inside an insulated box. It's going to be out here for a couple years while we get the slab poured and the foundation prepped for the new shop addition. And this is going to be kind of in the corner of the shop underneath one of the line shafts. One of the things we have to do first is get the area decluttered. So we have quite a bit of things in the way. We're going to get this cleaned up, and I'll go into how we're going to move this beast. So we've got the end of the beam cleaned off, about 5 feet for the engine and an additional 3 feet to project behind it. So we're going to bolt the engine. We're going to drill 2 holes, bolt the engine to the beam, use the beam kind of like a trailer tongue, and the flywheels of the engine will be the wheels. And that way we can maneuver it out of the barn over towards the pedestal, and then when we get to the pedestal, block up the end of the beam, put a second beam under it, and slide it off the beam onto the pedestal. That's the plan. Well, we got phase one of this move complete, which was to get the engine off of its pile of timber that came with it, getting everything unbolted, getting the weight transferred over to 2 wide flange beams, and we got the engine bolted to 1 beam now, and the weight of the engine is actually supported on the flywheels, and the beam is acting as a trailer tongue. So we've got about a 18-foot long trailer tongue, which we're going to now attach to a cross drawbar on the tractor, and we're going to pull the other beam out from under this, and then we're going to start to maneuver the engine back to the pedestal. Well, I'd call that the end of stage 2. So we got the Ruston Hornsby up on 2 I-beams, blocked up at the right height, that we can now just unbolt it, the 2 anchors that we have, and we can get a come along and slide it back onto its pedestal. We got it a good 1.5 inches higher, so we can slide it onto 2x4s. That will protect the PVC sleeves that go down to the lower anchors, so we want it to skim over top of those and not break them off. And those are sticking up so that when we grout it, that grout doesn't go down those holes. We want those anchor rods to go all the way down, grab the threaded anchors in the base, and we want those anchor threaded rods to stretch when we torque them in place, and that's what will keep the engine in place, and through all the vibration, get some good tension on those anchor rods. They'll probably elongate a good 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 or even a 1/2 inch under 150 to 200 pounds of torque.